What if your network could monitor itself, predict failures, even recommend fixes without you lifting a finger? Well, that's the power of AI is bringing to networking, and I'm going to show you how in this video. When I first heard about AI, I said this has nothing to do with me. It can't help me troubleshoot, it can't help me configure a router or a switch. And if I ask it to write a code, probably is going to have a lot of bugs. It's just not a reliable tool to use in a production environment. I wasn't wrong for thinking like that, but I was missing the most important thing is that AI can be used as an assistant to achieve something. What do I mean by that? For example, if I want to know the health status of a router, I would have to log into this router, check the CPU, check the RAM, check the hard disk, check the interface status. So all of these tasks that actually you don't have to be a very smart person to figure out whether there is something wrong or it's normal with that specific device. So that's what I'm going to show in this video. We're going to see how to implement a chatbot LLM AI that we're going to use to interact with this AI, and this AI will interact with the network device. Okay, we'll begin by downloading Ollama, and Ollama is essentially the tool that is going to allow us to deploy the LLM or the AI model. So I'm just going to reject and select Ollama, download Ollama. And you can see that it supports different operating systems, Mac, Linux, Windows. So I'm just going to select Windows. One thing that you have to take into account is that downloading Ollama requires you to have a powerful GPU and also memory RAM. So in my case, this is a VM. I'm just using it to show to you how to install it, but I have Ollama already installed and running on my physical host where I have the GPU card installed, and I believe this is an RTX AS4000 or something. And I bought just with this purpose actually. So download it. So now I'm going to install it. Okay. So the installation is very straightforward. So we begin installation setup. And if you don't have a GPU, you still can use it, but it's going to be slow to use it. Okay. And you're going to see what I mean by that. Okay, we're just going to click on install and it will begin installing Ollama. Okay, Ollama is installed and you can see this is the graphical user interface. We can start interacting with Ollama now, but first I want to select the model that we're going to use, and I'm not going to use none of these ones. I want to select or install Mistral. Now let me see if I can find here. Yes, Mistral. So I'm going to select Mistral and I'm just going to type hello, and what is this going to do is going to start downloading this model because it doesn't have yet on this machine, and you can see it's kind of loading or thinking, and this might take a minute or so because it's going to download, and this model might be around 4 gigs, and so we just have to wait until it finishes downloading this model. Now if you notice that it's taking too long to process, we can stop this, and I'm going to use the CLI. Okay, I'm just going to run the command Ollama run and Mistral. So okay, oh, that's my bad there. Ollama run Mistral. So this way you can see that it's starting downloading, and you can see also the progress. Okay, the model was downloaded successfully and we can start interacting with it either through this CLI window or on the chat, but I'm just going to use this window here and just type hello. And you'll see that it's going to take a little bit, you can see, to reply because I'm just using CPU. I don't have a GPU on this machine. Okay, so we have Ollama, we have the AI or LLM model. In this case we are using Mistral, but we need now a way to interact with our network device, our router, and what we need is a tool called Netmiko. So Netmiko is a Python library, and if you want to learn more about this, you can watch the video that I recorded some time ago. It's going to be somewhere here on the screen, which essentially will give you the steps required for you to get started. So with Netmiko, we'll be able to run the same commands that we normally use when interacting with a Cisco iOS device. So essentially, this is what we have. We have an AI chatbot that we're going to interact with to make requests like show me the routing table, show me the interfaces, and the AI model is going to use Netmiko to log on to the network device, run whatever command it thinks is the right one. It's going to get that command, is going to reply to us. Now I'm going to show you how this is going to work, but I'll be using a different machine because this one doesn't have a GPU and it's going to be very slow. Okay, so because I'll be using a different machine, and in case you going to deploy a similar setup, one thing that you have to enable so that you can make the requests remotely from the machine where you have Ollama installed is that you have to expose Ollama to the network. So I have this enabled already on my machine. And if you'll be testing these with different outputs, I do recommend that you increase the context length. This is what's going to allow the model to store whatever information, whatever you chat with it for a longer period of time. Otherwise, it will start to forget things that you interact with that model. Okay, so I'm going to close this one and go to another VM. Okay, this is the Python code that you'll be using. If you don't understand Python, actually, it doesn't matter. This is going to be very, very straightforward. Essentially, this is what you have to take into account. Here, that's going to be the IP address wherever you have Ollama installed and running. So in my case here, this is going to be Ollama IP. If you'll be running this on the same machine where you installed Ollama, so in that case, it's going to be local host, and it should be okay. And the other thing that you have to change is the device IP address, the username, and the password. So, okay, this is not a best practice case, but this is going to be enough for you to get started and see how to interact with AI and networking devices. Okay, so let me just save this. Actually, I have to change here the IP address. Now, let me just make sure that I can reach my router 43.101. I can, great. And you should also be able to SSH to the device, so that should be Silesia 192.168.43.101. Okay, I can. Okay, so just want to make sure that it's okay. So now let me run this code Python 3, and on this machine you must have Netmiko installed. Okay, so Python 3 Cisco ACI. So it's going to run the code now. Okay, so for instance, we can make questions directly like show the device version. So I'm using just plain English, and so it's going to suggest you use the command show version. Now it's going to run the command on the device, and then it's going to return with outputs from the device. And you can see it here. Let's see if I can increase here the window size. That's not what I want. So let me see preference. Okay, I hope it's not too large now. And okay, let me interrupt this and let's do it just again. So let's run this. Hopefully it's visible now. Okay, so for instance, let's run again, show version. So this is the command is going to run on the device, show version, and might take some time because take into account that the model has to process this. And you can see CLS AI, the device is running Cisco iOS version, and it also provided some information like, okay, gigs, for how long it's been running, and the license. Okay, let's see, show how many interfaces are there. Okay, show interface brief. Now let's see. The command show interface brief has encountered error. Now there are some limitations that I had to apply. So this is a project ongoing, but you're going to see some errors like these, okay, that have to be corrected. Okay, so for instance, let me see, show me the routing table, and it's going to run the show IP route table. Okay, that's great. A couple of things that I had to do also is to implement some guardrails. Guardrails is just a way to limit or set the scope of what the AI model is allowed to do. and you can see okay, this is has 4 routes. So it has directly connected, a locally connected route. It has these routes, okay, via OSPF, which is great. Now it's too large now. Let me see if I can extend this a little bit. And third has these directly connected, a locally connected interface. This is the local route directly. There is no gateway of last resort. So this is kind of a network engineer explaining to you what he found based on your request. Let's see another one. I can also explicitly tell him to run some specific command like show or run the command show interface. Let's see. I should be more specific. I forgot. Probably did it show interface or show IP interface? No, let's see. Okay, this output shows. Okay, so we can see it's up. This is the IP address. No errors reported. Gigabit 2, 3, and 4 are down with no IP address assigned. No data transmitted or received. This interface are also full duplex. Loopback is up with an IP address, no error. So you can see it's actually very interesting, because you can take this farther and like ask him to figure out whether there is something wrong. Obviously this is something that go beyond the scope of this video, but I just wanted to give you an idea of what you can achieve just with this basic configuration. So let's do one more. Probably show me the list of user. Okay, show user then have. Okay, so probably the way you ask, you also have to figure out, okay, how you can ask for something that he's allowed to do. How many usernames are there? Let's see if he's going to not show users. Okay, so look at the running config for the. Okay, let's try this one. What are the name of the user names? Users. What are the name of the users? Okay, so let's see, because I know he can run this command. Okay, let's see if I can. Okay, look at the running config, the name of the users. That's not, man. You know, I know the command because he ran this before. Okay, let's see. Run the command run config and look for the username. Okay, let's try this. Look at the running config for the username privilege. I think that's how you write. Look at the running config for the username privilege. Let's see. That's not what I want. Okay, but this output show the. Okay, my username has privilege us. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, highest level Cisco admin has privilege level 14. Admin has privilege level 1. Network has no privilege. That's interesting. Okay, let's do another one. What is the device host name? Okay, what is the device host name in the running config? So run again. So there are, let's see, the output indicates an error. Okay, show the users privilege. Show, no, that's not what I want. Okay, just that's actually going to be the final one. So let's see. So type here, show interface brief. Oh, this is because I pressed enter. Okay, run the command. Let me do this. Run the command show run pipe sec username. Okay, now he's going to run it. Okay, that's what I wanted. And this output showed two usernames on Cisco iOS XE device, Celesio and Chatbot. Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. Actually, I wouldn't say the danger, but the risk of giving too much access to an AI chatbot. So the username Celesio has a privilege level 15. And if you're a network engineer, you probably know that level 15 is the highest that can be assigned to a user. And it's secure with encrypted secret password using salt and hash, which means it's secure. Now, the username chatbot has a privilege level 15 as well, but it uses a plain text password of Cisco that is not encrypted. Both usernames have been granted the highest privilege level 15, and which essentially just gave us like, this is the username and this is the Cisco, this is the password of the device, and you can do whatever you want. And by the way, this username has a privilege level of 15. Okay, guys, this is some of the ways that I think that network engineers can start interacting with AI to kind of assist you on a daily task. Like, this is a very basic, but my mind is just going through the roof with a lot of use cases that I'll be doing, and this is one of the cases that I'm going to share publicly. This, to get access to this file, it is going to be on the video description, and probably I'm going to paste also on my GitHub repo. And if you want to copy and improve or make your own version of this file, feel free to do it. That's the reason I'm making this video in first place. So this is it, guys. I hope you start using AI on a daily basis to help you troubleshoot different problems that you might have in your network. If you took value from this video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and I'll see you on the next one.